morning, boys and girls. It's Miss Lisa, your art teacher. Welcome back to my table of art. How are you all doing today? I hope everyone is fine. Are you fine? Oh, I'm so glad you're all doing well. Well, today is one of our last lessons for the season, the school year, before we meet again for our summer session. So I thought, what can I have the students do that will keep their minds fresh on what we learned? And I thought, how about we work with the colors in the rainbow, Roy G. Biv, so you could remember during the break what the colors are and how they are in order and why. Why are they in that order? Let me pull out my color wheel first so we can discuss the colors in the rainbow. Here's my color wheel, which has primary colors and secondary colors. Our primary colors we have are the red, blue, and yellow. And our secondary colors are green, orange, and blue. So what makes one a primary color and what makes one a secondary color? Well, primary colors, red and yellow, mix together to create the orange. There is no orange without yellow and red. That's why they're primary colors. Primary colors, yellow and blue, mix together to create green. There is no green without the primary colors, yellow and blue. And last we have the primary colors of red and blue, which mix together to create our purple. And without red or blue, there is no purple. So we're going to create a color wheel in the form of a ladybug. Why a ladybug? Well, I thought it would be fun. And yesterday, when I was outside, there was a ladybug crawling on my arm. And then he opened up its wings and I seen the whole inside and I thought, oh, what a great idea to create my rainbow ladybug. So every time when you're at home and away from school and you can't remember what colors are in the rainbow, you just open up your ladybug's wings. Now this one I made in a tie-dye effect, but you could create your color wheel or your rainbow of colors in any form you want. I like tie-dye, kind of abstract, where it's all mushed together. I like this look. But when I show you my sample or my example, we're going to make it more direct lines, more of a red line, a orange line, a yellow line, and I'll show you in a minute. So we're going to need a few things to create this beautiful ladybug rainbow, which is Roy G. Biv. What's Roy G. Biv? Those are the order of the colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. However, we're just going to consider it purple. Okay? So what we're going to need to get started, we'll need this paper plate because that's going to be where we're painting our rainbow. You'll need a red sheet of construction paper, which is going to create the wings of our little ladybug. A black square of construction paper, which will become his head and his antennas. And we're going to need a pencil, a scissor, whoopsie, a hole puncher. And if you don't have a hole puncher at home, not to worry, I have a trick for you. This little fastener, which is like a little metal thing, looks like a nail, but it separates and opens up. The two arms open up, and you'll see it when you get it. And of course we need eyes. So what kind of eyes are we going to have? We're going to have googly eyes. Here's a googly eye. Googly eyes. Now, for the color, you can choose any medium you want. I like to use watercolors, so I will need my palette of colors, a paintbrush, and a cup of water. If you want to use crayons, then you will need your red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple crayon to create the rainbows. If you want to use markers, thin markers, fat markers, any kind of markers you want, again, you'll have to use Roy G. Biv, the colors in our rainbow. But for the example that I'm going to make right now, I'm using watercolor. All right, how about you come on down to my table and we talk about how to get started. Ready? Come on down, guys. I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so here's my table. My red paper. First thing I'm going to do is turn my plate upside down because I want to trace a circle around the plate because that is how I measure for my ladybug's wings. So let's trace around the paper plate so we could cut out the circle that will create the wings of our ladybug. Can you see how I traced it with the pencil? And now I'm going to cut the circle with my scissor. And watch how I cut. I'm keeping the scissor in one spot. Do you see this scissor moving at all? No, I'm just using my other hand to hold the paper, which is moving. The paper is the only thing moving and the scissors going open and close, but I'm directing the paper into the scissor as I open and close the scissor to cut. See how it's the paper that moves, not the scissor? Scissor staying in the same place. Paper's coming to the scissor. The scissor doesn't go to the paper. And of course, we always remember scissor safety when we're cutting, right? Always scissor safety. Okay. And here's our circle. That's the first step in creating our ladybug. All right, now we need to create 2 wings. So how do we create 2 wings? We're going to fold, oh, I'm sorry about my coffee. So very sorry. We're going to fold our circle in half. We don't have corners to meet, but we're going to make our edges meet. Edge to edge. Hold your finger in place. Slide one finger down and out to the side. So now we have it cut in half, equal sides. They're symmetrical sides, the same on one side as the other. So now we have a guideline as to where to cut. So let's grab our scissors again and let's cut on the guideline. All right, so now we have the 2 wings for our ladybug. See that? Close and open. So let's put these aside until we're ready for them. Now we also have the black square to create our ladybug's head. Now for this we need to trace something that's round because his head is going to be round. So how about we find something. I have a cup that will fit right on top of this, and I'm going to put my cup all the way to the bottom edge of this paper because I want to use the remaining part of the paper to create the antennas. So I'm going to trace around this circle on the black sheet of paper, and it's going to be very hard for you to see because it's the darkness on dark, but I made a circle on here if you can see it. And I'm not going to cut it out yet. I'm going to make little antennas. I'm going to make almost like a candy cane shape. And then come back with the line. Nice. I'm trying to make it nice and thick so you could see. Can you see the candy cane that I made on the paper? I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Make a curvy kind of a candy cane. Making it as dark as I can. Okay, So they'll be the 2 antennas for our ladybug. They don't have to be perfect. We're not worried about perfect here. And again, now I'm going to cut by bringing the paper to the scissor, rather the scissor to the paper. The scissor is just going to open and close as I maneuver the paper around for the shape that I want to cut. And don't worry about being perfect, because I'm not worried about being perfect, and I hope you're not worried about being perfect. And every cut is different. Everybody's antennas will look different. And that's the beauty of art, having different art. Not the same, different. And we're just turning the paper. So this is the side with the pencil marks. So I'll use the side without the pencil marks for my ladybug. And I'm going to put this aside with my wings. But before I do, I'm going to put 2 dots of glue. 1, 2. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'd like to put my googly eyes on now, so they'll be dry and adhered to by the time I'm ready to connect them to my ladybug's body. Okay? Little ladybug. Now, I want to show you another option for your ladybug face. I'm going to trace her face again on this black square. And I'm just going to cut out this circle. Again, I'm bringing the paper to the scissor, not the scissor to the paper. My hand with the holding the scissor is not moving out of its place, but I'm turning the paper and bringing it to the scissor. So now I have the circle for the head, and you see this extra paper that we have? Let's fold it in half, the little piece that we have. I'm folding in half, and I'm going to cut once, twice, and guess what we made? We made our antennas. We'll cut this in half, and we've got 2 antennas, and we could just glue them on. We can use a glue stick, which I like to use when I'm gluing paper together because it sticks quicker and I don't have to worry about holding it. So we've got 1 antenna, 2 antennas. That makes it a lot easier because sometimes it's hard to maneuver the paper around the curves of the head that I made with the other ladybug head. See the difference? She has a little curve at the end, where here it's just nice straight antenna. And they're both fine. They're both adorable. So whichever one you choose, whichever one you feel you can do better, then you do that one. Now it's time for the painting. I'm going to paint, but again, you can use crayons, you can use markers, thin markers, thick markers. You can even use oil pastels. But I'm going to go with the paint. And I think I'm going to make my rainbow in a circle, starting with the red on the outside. And let's get our paintbrush out and our cup of water to wake up this paint, starting with red. I put a little too much water in here, so I'm just going to bring it out to the side. Your plastic cover of your watercolors is used as a palette. You can mix your colors here. You could do like what I'm doing, getting rid of some of this water. And then I'm going to start my painting. I'm painting on the outside first. I'm going to start with the red. The outside first, which is red. And this is going to be our last project until the summer session. We're going to have a nice break. Do whatever we want for a couple weeks. And then we're back again creating art. But this time we'll be creating art together. I'm going to be there with you. And that's going to be amazing because I so miss you and want to be right next to you, creating painting, having fun. I'd like to see how you do. I have not seen your projects, how you've done them, how they've turned out, your own creations, anything. I miss it all. I haven't seen any of it. Okay, so the first color in my rainbow is, did you say red? And then you're absolutely right. So I'm going to go into my next color. So I'm going to clean my brush off. I'm going to wake up the Roy, R-O, orange. Orange is the next color. Roy, Roy G. Biv, orange, O-R-A-N-G-E. Now, with watercolor, the colors may bleed together, meaning like blend. And you know what? That's okay. Colors blending are still beautiful. But we could see the order of our colors right now. We see the red, we see the orange. Okay, so we're painting around the plate because we decided to keep them in nice uniformed lines to create our rainbow. You may do it in any order you want. If you want to make stripes that go vertically or horizontally, you're more than welcome to. This is your rainbow creation. So long as they're in the order of the colors, then you're okay. The right order, Roy G. Biv. Roy G. Biv. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Did I say it right? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Sometimes I just say it without thinking. I have to check myself. It's like second nature now. Okay, cover all the white areas in between. Okay, so we're down to our second color of our rainbow. How beautiful does that look already? So we have 4 more colors. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to keep that in mind in how we space our colors around the circle. So next is going to be yellow. So I'm going to try to keep that about this distance, this wide. So I have enough space for my other 3 colors. Here's my yellow. If I mixed red and yellow together, what color do you think I would get? Red and yellow mixed together. What color would I get? Did you say orange? Oh my goodness, you guys know your colors. I am so happy. You make me so proud. Orange would be our color when we mix red and yellow. Red and yellow will create orange. That's why orange is in between red and yellow on the rainbow, because the yellow and the red mix together to create it. And look how beautiful it is. Okay, next color. Roy G. G stands for green. Green, very good. G stands for green. Here's my green stripe I'm making. Woo! When you use watercolors, they have all different pigments. Some greens are like a real dark green. Some greens are almost like a mint green. This green is kind of an in-between green, a little bit of both. But I like it. I like this. It's almost neon looking. I have so many different watercolor palettes. I like this one. I like this green. Do you know why green is right next to yellow? Think about it. If orange is in between yellow and red, green is in between yellow and what color? Does anybody know? Green is in between yellow and what color? Did you say blue? Fantastico. Blue, because blue and yellow mixed together make the color green. very good. If I mix blue and yellow, I will get green. You guys know your colors. You are very, very smart. Very, very smart. So you take your time. Don't rush your rainbow. Have fun with this rainbow. Give it time to dry. We don't want to rush anything. And now the last color will be purple. The last color would be purple. Now if my rainbow continued, what do you think the next color would be after purple? Think about what color would come after purple with our rainbows. Well, let's think about this. What colors mixed together create our purple? That might help you decide what the next color will be on this rainbow. Did you say the next color would be red? Oh my, you are so right, because the rainbow would start all over again. Because when you mix blue and red, you get purple. So we would start all over with red after purple. But we're stopping with purple for this project because we're only making one beautiful rainbow. There you go. Okay, now we need to let this dry. We do not want to rush our ladybug. Oh, we got one more thing. Let me put this over to the side so she dries. Now, here are the wings of my ladybug. Let's pull out the wings of the ladybug. You can do one of two things. You can, if you have black paint on your watercolor palette, you could create your circles with the black paint. And I happen to have black paint. So I'm just going to make some circles with my paintbrush. And I'm not worried if my circles are perfect, because there's nothing that's perfect in this art world. We like different. We like uniqueness. We like character. So I'm making my dots on my ladybug using my black watercolor paint. If I need it to get a little darker, I'll add a little bit more water to wake her up. Wake up all the pigments in this paint. Wake up. There we go. Make it a little bit darker. They don't have to be the same size, but we'll get them close to the same size. Keep them uniform. Beautiful. Let's put this aside to dry. And let me do the other wing now. And this will be the last part of our ladybug that we had to paint. And then we're going to give it a chance to dry before we continue putting her together. Because if we rush it, the glue won't stick on the wet paint. And we want everything to stay together really nice. Not that I'm gluing anything on wet paint though, but I don't want to smear my wet paint when I put the ladybug together. Alright, so I made these little circles with the black paint. If you don't have the black paint and you're working with crayons or markers, make the circles with the crayons and markers. If you don't think you can make good circles and you're worried about making perfect circles, find a coin, the biggest coin you can. What's the biggest coin that we know of right now besides the $50? A quarter. We would get a quarter, trace the quarter. Or maybe you could trace the bottom of a tube that we use for glue. They might be bigger spots. Don't worry about it. So let's put this aside to dry. Close up your paint palette. And let's just give this a chance. Give everybody a chance to dry, and we'll come back and we'll put her together. But how beautiful did this come out? Do you love it? Do you love the rainbow body? I do. All right, so I'll see you in a little while. Let's let these dry. Okay, I'm back. It's not 100% dry, but it's dry enough that we can get started. So what we need to do is we need to create a hole in our plate so we can attach the wings with this fastener. So this is where we're going to need the hole puncher, and we're also going to need to glue the head to our plate. So let's start with the head. The head can go either on the top of the plate or the back of the plate. The best bet is the back of the plate. And we're going to just use a little bit of glue. If we put the glue at the bottom of our circle, almost like making a smiley face on our ladybug head, and then we could just place it right on the back and press. I'm pressing with my thumbs, pressing with my fingers underneath, pressing, pinching it together to make sure it sticks. Then I'm going to take my hole puncher and get it in as close as I can. Oops, sorry. I'm so sorry, I can't get this in. Let me try my other. I'm gonna have to, sorry guys, we're gonna have to punch the hole first, and then I'm gonna have to punch the hole in the head, and then we gotta line it up. That's what we need to do first. I'm so sorry, I messed that up. That's what happens when I take a break. I forget the process. So now I have the hole from the ladybug's head and the hole on the paper plate and the head sticking to the back. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more glue because I made that little bit blunder. See, even art teachers make little blunders. Nobody's perfect. That's my motto. We're going to make messes, we're going to make mistakes, and that's how we learn. Okay, so now the wings need to be attached as well. So let's figure out where we want to place them. They're going to be right about here on the outskirts of my ladybug. See how I have them overlapping? One wing is overlapping the other. And what I need to do is create the hole when they're overlapping. So on the back, you see there's a little bit of an overlap here. And I'm going to put the hole in the middle of where they meet. See, I have the hole for, pop that through, see that? So there's the hole for the wings. Match it up with the hole from the plate and the ladybug's head. We're going to take the fastener with the head facing out, thread it through the hole, all the holes that we have, and then open up the two arms on the other side of the paper plate. Okay? Separate them and flatten them. So this also gives more security to the head staying attached and our wings. So now it's the summer and you're home all by yourself wondering, what are the colors in the rainbow? I can't remember. Let me think. Well, let me look at my beautiful rainbow ladybug. And here you have it. Roy G. Biv. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Yay! How did you like that, boys and girls? Did you enjoy making your rainbow ladybug as much as I enjoyed making it with you? I loved it. And I love my ladybug. Roy G. Biv. That's her name. And I hope you enjoy your summer. But remember, if you're coming to the summer program, I'm going to see you. I'm going to see you in person. A live body. Yay! Okay. Boys and girls, have a great day. Enjoy your project. And I'll see you soon. This is Miss Lisa, your art teacher, saying ciao for now from my table of art. Bye-bye.